Hey guys, Cam here from Pocket-lint, and Casio's G-Shock brand is one that's had fans for years and years. So for those who love a G-Shock and all its quirks like its chunky design and its durability and its waterproofness and its digital bleeps and display, moving over to a traditional smartwatch might not be all that appealing. Or it might not have been until now. This is the GBD-H1000. And it seeks to bring everything that's great about G-Shock, but add in some smartwatch functionality and exercise tracking. What makes this watch so appealing is that it hasn't gone full smartwatch like the Pro Trek Wear OS watches, and it hasn't gone all Garmin-like either. From the outside and from just using the interface, it's just like using a classic digital watch, complete with having lots of buttons, a one-sided backlight, monochrome display, and having only one single noise, a bleep. Now in the beginning, I have to be honest, I did find the menu system a little bit confusing. Trying to discover what each button press and menu screen did took a little bit longer than I wanted it to. But once you get the hang of it, it's not really a problem at all, because it doesn't actually do all that much. Press mode and it'll cycle through the primary modes, so you can read your heart rate or go into an interval-based workout mode. This could be useful if you want to program a workout with preset time intervals for each set, because when it comes to actual activity tracking, it only really does running. There's also a standard stopwatch, and a compass, and an activity log that shows you your workout history. One useful tool is the next screen, which shows you your training status based on when you did your last workout, and how hard it was. Cycling through screens in this mode shows you your VO2 max as well as your predicted recovery time. And lastly, there's a sort of smart mode that shows you your notifications from your phone, so you can read basic text here. And that's pretty much the extent of the smartwatch functionality too. You can read the alerts and see where they've come from, but you can't really reply either by text or by voice. As for sports tracking, it's not really a multi-sport activity tracker either. This is a running watch, and that might put some users off. Still, with its GPS tracking and heart rate monitoring, it actually does make a decent running watch. So if you don't track any other activities, this could be one to consider, especially if you're a bit of a traditionalist and don't want to jump on board that full smartwatch bandwagon. Now press that big run button on the side and it'll launch into this dedicated running tracking mode. It's worth noting it takes a little time to find your GPS location, but once it has, you start the run and head out. The screen will give you a basic information that you need, including pace, distance and time, and it compares well in terms of accuracy alongside the Apple, Garmin and other devices I've used over the past few months. And once you're at home, you pick up your phone, launch the G-Move app, and it'll sync all that activity data onto your phone. Here you can see a map of your route, your stats, including pace, cadence, heart rate, ascent and descent, just like any other fully fledged smart sports tracking watch. Plus, if you want to, you can link your Casio account to Strava or Google Fit or Apple Health and have your activities sync across to those. Now, the best thing about this watch though is the battery life. It's almost endless. Without doing any GPS workouts, the watch can keep its battery full from just spending 2 hours a week in the sun or 8 hours a day under indoor fluorescent lighting. And if you want to go on an ultra long run, the battery can keep going in this mode for 14 hours. I'm pretty sure your legs would give up far sooner than the watch will in that instance. Now Casio says you can get up to 12 months without using the heart rate function and just using it to tell the time and read notifications. But of course, if you do need a quick top up and you've managed to run the battery down somehow, there is a cable for plugging in that will charge it up again. But in our usage, tracking a couple of runs a week and using it day in and day out for virtually an entire month, only one little sliver of the battery indicator was greyed out and it never got less than that. In short, we haven't needed to plug in yet. Like any fitness tracker, there's a daily life log that measures your activity, your average heart rate, steps and calories, but it is quite basic in that regard. And like any G-Shock, it's durable and rugged. It's shock resistant with those protruding chunky bits protecting the glass on the front, and it's water resistant up to 20 bars of pressure, which is about 200 meters deep. Now as a runner, using the G-Shock was actually a refreshing change from some of the ultra smart watches that I've used, for casual everyday wear and tracking, plus keeping my running workouts logged. It's been great. Not having to think about the battery is such a big deal. If it's ever going to replace Garmin or Apple Watch though, Casio will need to add a lot more dedicated activities to its workout tracking. It's not fully featured enough to compare with those on that sort of scale. I've been Cam, I'm at Cam Bunton on Twitter and other social media networks. If you want to at me on there, you can. Use the comments below to sound off your thoughts on this watch, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you like this video, and hit subscribe to see more of them. I'll see you again soon.